Jurassic Park is a franchise known and beloved to many around the world. There are two film trilogies, there's a series of spin off shows, and now there's even video games which you can play on VR. So, you might be wondering, why is it even worth telling new stories in 2025? Haven't we told everything that there can be about Jurassic Park and dinosaur theme parks? Well, while that may have seemed to be the case, director Gareth Edwards has come in with his take on the Jurassic World franchise with Jurassic World Rebirth, releasing in theaters on July 2nd, 2025. The film follows 5 years after the events of Jurassic World Dominion, as dinosaurs are slowly becoming more extinct in the human world as they can't survive in the climates of humans, and they can only survive in select areas close to the equator, where the temperatures and the climate is more reminiscent of the Jurassic era is what I meant to say. We follow Dr. Henry Loomis and mercenaries Zora Bennett and Duncan Kincaid, played by Jonathan Bailey, Scarlett Johansson, and Mahershala Ali. They're sent on a mission where they need to get 3 samples from the 3 largest dinosaurs on the Earth. The convenient thing for them is that all 3 dinosaurs are located in the same spot, a select island located far away from the mainland in a restricted area where humans are not allowed. That was a laboratory for mutated dinosaurs that were deemed too dangerous for the original Jurassic World park. I want to start off by saying I'm a big Jurassic Park fan, and this film franchise is one of my favorites. The original trilogy of Jurassic Park movies is one of my favorite trilogies of all time, and I'm a pretty big fan of most of the Jurassic World movies as well. So coming into this movie, the idea of mutated and dangerous dinosaurs that were too dangerous for the original movies was very interesting and intriguing to me. I didn't really know what to expect because it was on a 3rd new island, which I thought maybe that was stretching it a little bit, because we've always had the 2 main islands, Isla Nublar and Isla Sorna, and introducing a 3rd island just so that we can do a spin-off maybe isn't the best idea, because it seems like you're just stretching out the franchise as far as you can go. But I was intrigued because of the way that they said that the mutated dinosaurs would be on this island, which seems different, and I think it played out okay. This film is a worthy addition to the Jurassic World franchise, but I don't think it's without its problems. The plot, like I said, I thought was very intriguing. The idea of going to an island where there's mutated dinosaurs and dinosaurs that are too dangerous for the original park sounds very intriguing to me. However, it took forever to get to that point. The film is a lot of setup up to probably the first hour and a half mark, where you're not even on the island that has all these said dangerous dinosaurs. But once you get there, and once you do finally take all that time getting up to the island, I think it was good. This film is like the 6th or 7th film in the franchise, and at this point, we don't really need setup and exposition as much as you did in maybe the 1st or 2nd movie. Jurassic Park needed setup because it was an original movie. This film is the 7th in the franchise. We don't need to set up why there are dinosaurs on this island. We already know that. We don't need to spend an hour and a half on the mainland, because that's boring, and that's not what people came to see when they come see a Jurassic Park movie. They come to see people getting eaten by dinosaurs and dinosaur chases. We don't care about the special sciencey things about this movie. That's my personal take, at least. I don't think that we need to spend so much time on the mainland, and there was way too much exposition in this movie setting up the actual course of the movie. But if you can look past that, it's a really good time. Because I'd like to say, once you get to the island, it ramps up and it does not slow down. There are chase scenes in this film reminiscent of the original Jurassic Park, and they just leave you on the edge of your seats wanting to know what is going to happen next. You have no clue who's going to live, who's going to survive. This film does feel intense, and it's scarier than some of the entries in the franchise. I still think the scariest one is probably Jurassic World or Fallen Kingdom, just because they had the technology available to make them scary, and this one does as well, and it uses it to its advantage. The scenes are intense, and like I mentioned, there's chase scenes mirrored from the original Jurassic Park, but there's also scenes in Rebirth that took inspiration from Jurassic Park 3, The Lost World, and Jurassic World 1. It's cool when they pay tribute, but they don't just rehash previous scenes, but instead take that and they make their own spin on it and make it original. I think that's cool. And next, I'd like to mention the characterization and acting. A standout in this film to me was Scarlett Johansson. She played the mercenary Zora Bennett, who didn't know anything about dinosaurs but was hired to do this mission. And I think she played the role really well. Towards the beginning of the film, she's a very cocky and arrogant and overly arrogant character. She's rude to people like Dr. Loomis, who seem very humble, and it kind of makes her like a character that irks you when you're watching, because you're like, why are you being mean to these other characters? Because they haven't done anything to you. But by the end of this film, and you can see throughout the course of this film, her character development, and she becomes a very humbled character and someone who isn't nearly as cocky and arrogant, and you enjoy seeing her screen presence towards the end of the film. Another character that was a standout to me, and probably my favorite character in this film, was Dr. Loomis, played by Jonathan Bailey. Weirdly enough, in a movie full of dinosaurs, he was the only one who knew about dinosaurs, and he felt the most out of place and standout character in this film, because everyone else on this mission with him is hired to do the mission and to extract the DNA and make sure they get in and get out safely. Where Dr. Loomis, he's the only one who knows anything about dinosaurs. He is the brains in this scenario. And I thought it was funny that in a film about dinosaurs, he is the only one that knows anything about them, which is a nice contrast because it's a nice change of pace compared to the other Jurassic World movies. He's very funny, and it makes him unique in situations where in other movies he would just be another standard character. Another thing about this film is the dinosaurs look amazing. There are many different dinosaurs in this movie, most pretty unique compared to the other Jurassic World movies. The only dinosaurs that are in this movie that are in previous Jurassic World installments are the mosasaur, the giant water one, the T-Rex, and then the raptors. I believe every other dinosaur in this film, or the Spinosaurus is also in this one, but I believe most of the other dinosaurs in this film are completely new ones to the franchise, and they look amazing. The CGI on them is done well, and there are chase scenes with all these dinosaurs, and it looks just incredible. The way that the dinosaurs are able to move so flowy, and their visual designs look terrifying, especially the big bad of this movie, the D-Rex. Not T-Rex, his name is the D-Rex, and he is terrifying. He looks like a xenomorph from the Alien movies mixed with I think he's based on a Rancor from Star Wars as well. He's absolutely breathtakingly scary, and when you see him on screen, you're just wondering, how is this a Jurassic World movie that I'm watching? This feels like Star Wars, or this feels like Alien. It doesn't feel like Jurassic Park, which is another reason that this movie just feels like jaw-dropping intense when you're watching it, is because these dinosaurs are so freakishly disgusting in the way that they're designed that it just feels unlike any other entry into the Jurassic World franchise. And to go with the dinosaurs and the visual effects, I believe that the island looked amazing. Because it's a brand new island, you probably feel like you might not know what to expect, but it is another Jurassic World island. It feels exactly like the other islands, like the Isla Nublar and Sorna. It looks very similar to those other islands, but, I mean, it is a new movie, and it's technically a new island. It looks really good. The visual effects done on it and the cinematography are really good. The jungle in this island looks amazing, and it makes you feel very immersed, and it feels threatening because you see all these dinosaurs and these dangers in the jungle, and I feel like a lot of movies, you're just like, oh, it's just the jungle, they're going to make it out safe. But in this film, the way that the camera's shot, and the way that the suspense is all built up, and you don't know who's going to live, you don't know who's going to die, it's a great movie and a great experience overall. So when it comes to Jurassic World Rebirth, I think it is a great entry into the franchise. It's going to go down as one of the better options. Even if it's not well received by critics, it's an enjoyable time. Fans of the franchise are going to like this one. It's a new take. It feels reminiscent of the past, but using that in a new way to make it its own thing in the future. When it comes to Jurassic World Rebirth score, I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5 stars. I think with its if it had a shorter exposition, it could have gotten up to the 4.5 range. But because that exposition and some of the pacing problems are rampant throughout the first half of the movie, I can't give it anything higher than a 3.5. But this is a great film to watch in theaters. Side note, I saw a trailer for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey in front of Jurassic World. So if you want to see the trailer for that, it's only in theaters right now. It looks amazing. But anyways, Jurassic World Rebirth is a 3.5 out of 5 stars, and thank you for clicking on the McCritic video. I'm going to be doing reviews of all Superman movies leading up to Superman by James Gunn, which comes out in about a week. If you want to see those, Hit that subscribe button, like the video, turn on notifications if you can. I don't know if you really can because I have a small channel, but do that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.